What's happening, everybody? Back at it for another video. How y'all doing? Welcome to Daren and Luna's channel. Um, on all social media platforms, as I say all the time, it's all at Daren and Luna, um, and as well as www.darenandluna.com. Welcome, everybody, man. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your comments, your energy, watching, getting something out of it. Every message we bring forward, man, is in hopes that it helps someone out there realize who they are, why they're here, what they're here to do, stepping into their truth and their power and remembering who they are. It's a large part of why we're here and what we're here to do for kids and adults. And I want to say that the Divine Council and I brought through a really powerful transmission this morning, right before this message. And I'm going to kind of go on the back of that. Um, and if you get the opportunity, go and listen to it on whether it's on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. Um, it's really powerful and it has activations and codes to support you on your journey because we are literally going through a purging and cleansing and detoxing and all of it. And um, so that we can lighten up and we can get more in alignment with the truth of who we are, stepping into our power, stepping into our truth. It's all about balance and authenticity and vulnerability and remembering. And these are all the things that are coming up for me, coming up for Luna the last few months and or this last month. Um, and it's there's not like the divine said, there's not one person that is exempt. We are all going through it. We are all being shown one way or another. And they showed me a lot of different visuals and different things today, uh, really early in the morning, um, as to someone else could be triggering an onset or, bringing up, I'm getting chills, bringing up like for you, like they could be just going through something, right? Like, I don't know, just something, maybe something physical. Okay, let's say that something physical. And because you have a connection with them or an emotional connection or a friendship, a romantic connection, a family dynamic, whatever it is, that's indirectly bringing stuff up within you. And unconsciously, it's like, I know this may be hard to a pill to swallow. And you would say, why would somebody do that? But it's unconsciously done, at least now until we ascend into the fifth dimension. But it's unconsciously done to, it's like that individual agreed to do it to help you in some way or another, bring up stuff within you, and vice versa. And this has been a common theme that's been going on so that we can bring up and purge and release and cleanse and detox. And if you notice, it's happening on the planet in the external world. We're having storms and winter storms and rain and floods and fires and all these different things because everyone is assisting each other to release and cleanse so we can lighten up and we can release and purge these things out so that our bodies could be lighter. We can transform more into crystalline bodies, become more of our multidimensional selves, more in alignment of the truth of who we are. So it's no accident. It's like if someone didn't do that for you, then what? It would just be like this normal thing that nothing is occurring and like you're not bringing nothing up, they're not bringing nothing up, and what's the point then? It's like, so someone's got to trigger that or be a catalyst for that to come up within you so that you can see it, so that you can look at it, so that you can release it or move through it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about, um, raising your vibration above it or, it's about seeing it It's about being with it, seeing it, and seeing it for what it is, and not attaching to it, and just allowing it to come up and expressing it, and maybe through crying or sobbing or um, you know, many different ways. But it's like it's almost like you have to be like, thank you for what you chose to do for me to release this. And that could be through the loss of somebody where they transition and they chose to transition in that way so that they could be the catalyst for you. And I know that that might be a tall order, and you're like, yeah, but why would somebody do that? But because for the love of they're all love. We're all love. And why would somebody do that? Because they have love for you. Like somebody choosing to transition when they did, because they knew that when they did, and if they did it in that way, it would be a catalyst for you. It would change you and transform you. Just like I know that my dad transitioned when he did, exactly when he knew was the right time, because he knew that I would be okay. And yet, it would be the catalyst for many things, for me to step into my power, for me to step into my authenticity, for me to be all of me, for me to have an open heart. And that's exactly what it did, because there was a point in time that, I had to walk away from everything because I had to do me. And I wasn't talking to many family members for a very long time because I knew that I had to just go within and I had to do me. And when my dad transitioned, it was a huge catalyst. Literally the moment when he stopped breathing in the hospital bed, I felt such anger, frustration, sadness. Not only did I feel that, but I had rage, and but I didn't take the rage out on anybody else. I expressed it in a healthy way, but it may not have looked healthy in the way that I was doing it, because I literally was screaming and crying in the emergency room, in the ICU, whatever you call it, and punching the air and jumping up in the air and running back and forth, like not very far running back and forth, but like this much of a distance, just going back and forth, punching the air, screaming, crying. And eventually someone came over to me, like a nurse or something, and said it's okay and started to console me. But like, I think that's not really a good thing either, because it's good to express the anger as long as you're not directing it at someone else. But we've gotten to a point where we see it, it's bad. That's not, oh my God, you're like making a scene here, you can't be doing that. you know and it's like wronged, when in actuality it's right, and it's a good thing, and it's positive. And the more I process it here speaking about it, it's like he was a catalyst for me to wake up. I woke up as a little kid, but what I mean by waking up again, because I've woken up like a zillion times. But what I mean by that is in the remembrance of who I am, and my authenticity, and in my power, and my courage, and all of it. Just literally, it was like this energy just was vanished when he left his body, and I became my true self. And I'm still every day transforming and upgrading and changing. But that was a huge moment for me. And I know for a fact, because I still communicate with him all the time, and he's a part of the New Earth School that me and Luna are cultivating. Um, and yet he is so proud of how far I've come and what me and Luna are doing together. And I've moved through a lot for him and for myself and for ancestral and generational and family. And I just know that things occur and happen to break us open. And he broke me open even more when he transitioned, passed away, died. in case anybody doesn't know what transition means, because I had somebody ask me that. And so you never know why somebody is going through what they're going through. Just like I know when I was going through Lyme and mold stuff, that broke him open because he had such compassion and he was nervous and fearful and scared for me. And it broke him open to see things within himself. And so there's a lot of times that we do things unconsciously, but our higher self is aware for the other party to experience, to release, to purge, to detox, to cleanse, to release, and I got that big today because I'm experiencing something that I don't really want to talk about right now. Um, I want to kind of talk about it with the individual. Um, and I say individual because I don't want to mention their name or anything, and I want to, um, you know, honor them. But we're going to bring it forward here and talk about it. So because I got a lot of downloads regarding this, and it's like they showed me a long time ago with someone, doing some certain thing, like, that then created a catalyst for thousands of people. Sometimes it's just on an individual to an individual, but other times it's on mass scales, like big events that happen, which happen to wake people up, to crack them open, to be a catalyst, to bring things forward, to bring them up, to detox them, to purge them, to release them. And that's why a lot of times these things happen, because if they didn't happen in that way, at least now until we get to the fifth dimension, the new earth, the golden age, which we're entering, and in us entering it, we have to purge all of this stuff. We have to release it. We have to let go of it. We have to cleanse, detox. And the whole planet is doing that, which means that we're doing it within ourselves. When you're seeing it in the external world, on the world stage, in front of us, out in nature, with the weather, with just events that are happening, that means that we're doing it as a whole, the collective. And it's beautiful. And yes, it's not pretty. Yes, it's not something that any of us want to see or go through. But it's not only difficult for the person going through it, but then the person going through it for you. And that just, if you can see it in that way, man, you can love that individual even more for what they chose to go through for you to allow you to bring these things forward and up, and to realize certain things in your life, to get more clarity, to be more clear as to what you want going forward, which I am never more clear than I am right now as to what I want going forward. And there's a lot of things that occurred that to get to this point to where I know what I want. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I want to say my prayers for everyone in California. And again, it goes back to the same thing, that though there's a lot of people that are going through stuff. And again, if you can see it in this way, you will have a different you'll have a different viewpoint, and not everybody's ready to hear it in that way. But if you're listening to the message and you get down to this point, then you're ready to hear what I have to say, because these things are catalysts. And yes, there's people that are, I guess, their lives are being rocked, but their soul chose it before they came here to be that catalyst for many. And maybe just one individual as well, but many as well. Because that the fires that are happening in California are impacting so many, not only the people that are watching it, that know people that are involved in it. That's a catalyzation for them to bring stuff up. Maybe anger, maybe sadness, maybe frustration. Maybe those are things that they have pushed down for so long, and that they're starting to come up now through that event, through those people choosing to put their lives in those situations to be catalysts. And when you can see it in that way, man, you have a kind of a deeper understanding as to, and you have such humbleness and compassion and love for all of humanity, man, because a lot of people are unconscious to it, that they're doing those things for those reasons. And I send so much love to every single person impacted in California by the fires, impacted all around the world by these blizzards and snowstorms. From my heart, man, I just got chills and my heart cracked open because I have such love for humanity, and I know Luna does as well. And I am praying for every single one that is going through difficult times right now and struggling, and maybe with your health, maybe with the fires in California, maybe with something happening that is rocking your world. I just want to take a moment of silence in this video, if you got this far, to just send love and healing to everyone going through something, because not one person, human, kid, animal, plant, nature, all of us as a whole are connected as one, and we are all going through something. There's nobody exempt from it right now, or will they be going forward? That's not to bring fear or anything like that. It's just that we're all going through similar things, and you're not alone. And I just want you to know that from my heart to yours, from Luna's heart to yours, we love you all. We thank you for your support. We thank you for everything. And my prayers are with everyone going through something right now. Um, I love you all, man. Take care of yourselves and each other, man. Get outside, get in nature, ground yourself, breathe. Take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you in the next live. Luna will see you in the next live, the next video, somewhere around the world. I love you all. We love you all. We will see you soon. Let's go.